Welcome. You made it to week 2. I want to say high fives and congratulations to you. It's not easy to make it to, committing to a program and then beginning to do the work. And so last week we had a long video. Today's going to be a little bit short, quite a bit shorter. But basically, I want to encourage you that this may be a difficult time. This may be a challenging season. This first 2 or 3 weeks are usually some of the hardest, and you may be experiencing grumpiness, brain fog, feeling unmotivated. I want to remind you that you're not broken. You're actually healing. And so, our brain often blows up like a balloon, not physically, but I'm saying, I'm using this word picture because it blows up like a balloon because and so now that we're not feeding it all this dopamine, it's kind of coming back down to normal size. And so think of it as that a little bit, like, okay, yeah, why do I feel depressed? Why do I feel so frustrated? Why do I feel my feels so much? And the reason behind that is that your brain is returning to some sense of normality. And so take some time for yourself, and be gentle to yourself, because this is a normal process and it's not always going to be this hard. Hang in there, keep doing the right things, and it will get much, much easier. When we're in addiction, our brain is overloaded with dopamine. We've got dopamine whenever we want it. We touch the button, we get our hit of dopamine. We touch the button, we get our hit of dopamine. And now we've decided we're not going to touch that button anymore. And so our brain is saying, touch the freaking button, right? And we're saying, no, I'm done with that. And so for a while, our brain may yell at us, may shout at us. And our brain is also turning back on a lot of the receptors that have been shut down. When we're feeding it so much dopamine, the brain says, that's too much. I'm going to start shutting down some of these dopamine receptors. And so it is almost painful that to turn all those things back on. It's your brain beginning to learn to feel again. And the other piece of it is emotionally, a lot of the pain and the sadness and the feelings and the grief that we have used our drug of choice to medicate begin to come back. And that's an important thing to acknowledge, that I'm not just feeling what would be normal for me to feel today. I'm actually feeling kind of the avalanche of crap that I've been holding at bay with my drugs, that I've been pretending is not there with my porn use, right? And so by pushing that, by letting down my drug of choice, I now am allowing those things to hit me. And that's an important thing, because you're making a choice to live in reality. And that's an important choice to make, but it's not an easy choice to make. And so I just want to encourage you that avalanche is not always going to be there. Those dopamine receptors are healing, and that brain fog is going to lift. Your brain is literally rewiring. That's what this 90-day challenge is all about. It's a new way of life. It's rewiring that. So be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Your brain may be panicking right now, going, give it to me now. And just acknowledge that's okay. I can live in that. I can breathe in that. Give it some time. It's like a cold plunge, I can sit in this for 5 minutes and I can breathe through it. And I know, and I tell myself, it's not going to last forever. And I want you to know that this pain, this difficulty, this suck of recovery is not going to last forever. It will get better. And oftentimes by week 3, 4, 5, 6, especially past your first month, especially past the 90 days, people begin to feel amazing. And so hold on to that hope. It is going to get 1,000% better. It's a season. Just walk through it. I would encourage you, there's a few things you can do to help yourself out. Make sure you're getting some good nutrition. If you feel like taking some omega-3s or adding some protein to your diet, do it. Those are brilliant ideas. Get as much sleep as as is healthy for you, but prioritize your routine. Make sure you're leaning in on routine. And that usually helps people a lot. I encourage guys, if your job doesn't have a routine, create a routine and be accountable to a routine for yourself, because Oftentimes when we don't have routine, we struggle so much more. I know when I was first going through my divorce, going through the beginnings of really getting into recovery, I was in so much pain, and it was the weekends that killed me that just were so painful because I hadn't been alone before. I hadn't been had time to think, and being at work was a saving grace for me. So find out, what are those things that really help you to distract yourself from the struggle you're going through. There's a certain amount of distraction that can be healthy, right? You don't want to just escape completely. Hey, 13 hours of video games. No, I'm not talking about that kind of escape, or let me find a different drug of choice, right? But what are those things that can really help you to both process and enter in, but also keep you busy moving forward? And so think about that. Look at what might be helpful for you in the season. For some people, it's exercise. For some people, it's staying engaged at work. And I know for me, being engaged at work gave me the opportunity to, sometimes I sat in my truck and stared at the wall and just felt my pain. Some days but I knew that I couldn't stare at the wall forever. and that made it possible. Then I had to get up and I had to go talk to somebody. I had to go talk about, the things that I was selling or whatever. And so I had this balance of being able to sit in my feelings and process it, because it's when we feel our feelings that we're processing them. So that's super important in the season. Let your feelings come, and don't just shove them out. Don't just push them down. Let them come. Feel the pain, feel the sadness. Let it come, because it's in that grief that we process it. So, it's not unlike, when you got to use the restroom, go sit in the restroom, go do your thing, because it's by doing that we deal with it, and then it doesn't impact our life. But if we just try not to go use the restroom, guess what? It's going to impact our life. And so allow those feelings at some level to come. And so, and remember, this is a lot like a workout. Think about lifting your weights, doing your reps, right? Like in the first few weeks of a new workout routine, man, it's hard. You're going to be sore. It's going to be painful. And so lean in on it. It's going to be okay. It will get so much better. Right now you are doing the hard work of making progress. You're going through the difficult season, but it is going to get better. So do some brain healthy habits. Go for a walk, sit in a bathtub, go sit by a stream, get some good sleep, and take good care of yourself. And lean in. The other piece of it is really lean in on your 5 practices. Don't forget about those. Prayer in the morning, prayer in the evening. Connect yourself with God. Making a phone call, connecting yourself with your brothers. And prayer in the morning, prayer in the evening, make a phone call. Get into the groups, man. Get into the groups, and the most resistance I get from people is phone calls and groups. And the reality is, those are some of the most powerful pieces, because it pulls us out of isolation. It helps us to care for other people and to actually be known and cared for by others. And that's super important. Those are things that we totally resist in addiction. So if you're feeling a lot of resistance towards that, welcome to the club. I still encourage you, lean in, because that's gonna be where you get the most out of the program. And so what is the one I'm missing? Oh, and listening to or reading recovery material. So congratulations, week 2, high fives, keep trucking. I'll see you in week 3.